Alright guys, we're back. Sorry about that. The video cut out a little bit, but um, here's what you missed. I made a whole bunch of blue cable. I don't think I'm going to use any of it. And um, I went ahead and set this thing up. This here is my answer to our dilemma with the D cells, I'm thinking, at least. So here's what I have set up. I have this thing set to export deuterium as often as it's made into this chest. And this chest will fill up and it acts as a buffer for this system. So when it starts using something here, it'll pull from this chest. And once this chest is full, the deuterium will back up in here. And this is where it's okay to back up because then it's going to turn into T cells. So while that's all going on, we have this building up, once that's maxed, making T cells. So I feel like that'll work. So you can see that these storage cells, this is the smallest storage cell that I can have, holds a lot of items, almost 7,000, 8,000 almost, over 8,000. So I put a whole bunch of cobble in here just to take up storage spots, just because I didn't feel like waiting for it to finish. And I could actually throw in another stack of cobble and take out a stack of deuterium to fill this thing up. But anyway, while that's going on, let's set up a few more centrifuges, because we need to make sure that this is absolutely 100% sustained. So I'm going to do 1, 2, like that. And then we're going to come over here and I'm going to do the exact same thing. So this should be way more than we need at any point in time. And yeah, we should be good after that. Boom. And 2. Let's clear these guys. Awesome. And let's get all of this set back up. So once again, I need those there, those there. And these will be set to pull out stacks of items. Actually, they don't even need to pull out stacks of items, but yep, they don't need to. Oh well. And these will move in stacks of hydrogen at a time. And this one will move stacks as hydrogen as well. Is it just not showing me that it's being made? Why would these things not be working? Would there be a reason that this thing's not working? It should be. Get my EU reader out. There's enough power going through there. Should be at least. What's this stuff powering? This stuff's powering all these MV transformers. Well, let's set up these two and see if just a graphical bug or what. And we tell it to move stacks of hydrogen, move stacks of hydrogen. There's stacks in there. Let's see. wonder why they would not be working. Because that should be the only thing that it needs is just a hydrogen cell put into it. There are literally 100 recipes for this thing. And this is used for what? This is, yeah. So let's not do that. I guess that really doesn't matter because it is an MFE that's up here. So if it's receiving medium power, that's not a big deal. Yeah, that's fine. There we are. Now you've got a whole lot more power going into you now. Is there any reason that you don't want to work? No, it's because these are off. Why would it lay it that way? There we go. That was weird. Alright. There we go. Now that should be everybody working. Perfect. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do is I'm going to move all of these over to one side. It'll just make life easier in general. And jump on top of these things to get them. Some weird bug with the Omni wrench, I guess. That's good enough, though. There we go. Perfect. And now we'll set up 4 more on this side. Let's do 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, and one there. And then we need to set this thing up. So, not what I wanted it to do. There we go. There we are. 2 more to do. I can probably get them from here, I would think. And let's get this last one. All right. And 1 there. Perfect. Let's take out some of these D cells here. And we tell it to export single items of D cells. Then hopefully we should have enough being produced in every different section that this is more than enough for us to be covered. And that is helium. Okay, perfect. Hopefully, like, here's the ideal thought process for me, is that it's going to just put one thing in an item at a time. So it's going to be like, okay, we're going to put one in all of these, and then it's going to come over here and be like, okay, I'm going to put one in here. But it doesn't appear to be doing that, since there's two in all of these. However, actually there's just two in the first one. Huh. Here's the real question. Okay, so it takes us 150 seconds to make one tritium. So we'll say that that's 150 ticks. Fusion is this with the fusion reactor lasts for 1,000 ticks. So we need. No, that's not right. That's not right at all. So a tick has to be faster than a second. I don't know what the exact breakdown would be for it, but anyway, let's get this thing set up, and we'll get fusion working. Okay, so there's that again. We just need to wait for this thing to start. Which shouldn't take real long. We got a ton of power. We got another fusion reactor basically in solar panels that's powering it. Cool, 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 cool. So this should work, like I said. I'm not 100% though. We need to have enough that this stuff's getting overfilled to the extreme that all of these are running, all 7 of these are running, and everything else. But it should be fast enough. Because this is piling up. We've got 8 since probably the first one started. So that's 8 extra that's being produced. So it's enough to power 2 more of those things. Because they weren't running constantly before and we weren't running out. But I don't know. That's the idea for now. This is the fusion reactor with applied energistics. And boy, does it look a lot cleaner. Just right off the bat, this looks a lot cleaner. Let's get this cleaned up because I did not need this. But as you can see, when we built the wire, the blue wire, I did a little bit of cleaning up and went to bed and slept because I was exhausted. So, I also added a lot more cells into the network, and I did that with this here. And I just had it auto-crafting into here, which was nice. Let's see. I want it so that there we go. So I don't have to have this mess of wires here. And is there anything else that we can do to clean this up a little bit? I like it. I like the way it looks. I said it's very industrial looking. But if you guys have any ideas or any thoughts, let me know. I'd love to hear them. And we did get one. I don't know why it put one in here, but it did put one in there. So I'm okay with that. And we do appear to be gaining somewhat. Like I said, I don't know how much this is actually gaining until we actually test it, but we got a little while before we find that out. This guy's about to kickstart back again. As soon as he does, I have one more thing I want to show you before we call it quits. So that last episode is probably going to be really long, and this one's going to be a little bit short just because we're kind of finishing up the idea, and I'll probably actually come back before we're done and make sure that this is working how it is. So, and then I'll work on building this on a creative server so I can put it up and you guys can look at it via download. Perfect. Alright. Fusion has begun with applied energistics. Now, there are different ways to do fusion. I was talking to one of the other guys on the server, Hucking, and he was saying that you can do it with helium-3. So let's look at helium-3. And you get this from endstone dust, and you can make endstone dust with this tome and redstone, a tome and redstone, by making endstone with this tome and redstone. And you can use that with the deuterium, but then you actually have to have an input into the thing, and I don't want to do that. So let's go look at the other thing I have built. This is a copy of someone else's design on the server. I made it a little bit bigger, but I have a plant farm. So this is like a flower farm built with block breakers on top and a deployer on the bottom. The deployer is filled with bone meal, and I have a network thing saying to put bone meal into it. And I have bone meal being crafted as well, so that's kind of an easy thing to do. And then if we come over here and I turn it on with a sequencer, so let's go grab one of those guys. So if we turn it on with a sequencer or a timer, let's go to timer, because I actually think we can toggle timers on and off. Alright. Come over here, get the sequencer, the timer. Yep, so that turns it on, that turns it off. So let's make this interval a lot faster. Now there's a set speed. Let's do 0.5 seconds. So you can just see the flowers just going through this like crazy. So that's how I finished building the floors and stuff over there. I ran out of red dye, so this gets me red dye. But yeah, so it's just going to kind of do its thing. It's going to break the grass and get me seeds, which I can use for the Thumbcraft stuff. But there is a limit on this because, as you can see, that these three over here are not activating. But it's okay because they're just grass. I had it up here before so that everything would activate. There we go. So yeah, little neat design. Good way to get flowers real quickly if you need them. This isn't the permanent spot for it, but I imagine I'm going to build this somewhere. I think this will probably be my tinker floor. So I'll probably have it up here. I'll just need to raise the level. Um, there are a few other little tinker things that I want to build, but we need to actually have a space in the floor because of all the wires that are being ran. And I can't panel them off, or facade them off for that matter. But let me know what you guys think of the fusion reactor design, if there's anything that I missed that I should have put in here. But as it is right now, it's looking really good. I'm really thinking that this is the way to go. It's kind of random about where it puts the deuterium, but I think once it starts backing up that it'll be a little bit better. Because we actually are gaining some here. I think. Well, it's actually not really gaining anything right now. It's lost one since we started, but that again is because these things are not running. So let me put all of these in here, because this is just all the extra stuff that we had laying around here. There's that, and a stack of deuterium cells. So that's just a nice little injection there. Gets all these things running. If I have more at the back of the base, I want to put that in here. So let's go this thing. Let's see if there's any deuterium in here. There's probably not, but I don't see any. Awesome. So, thanks for watching, guys. Not really sure what I want to do next. I'll probably just tinker around with the castle a little bit more and work on some more aesthetics and stuff. But, you know, let me know what you're thinking. I always like to hear it. And then we'll be back and doing more stuff. I actually don't think I've done much with the end or anything like that, so I think we should do something with that. But I'll see you guys later. Alright guys, we're back. Just real quick, I wanted to show you what I finished up here. So this is 15 industrial centrifuges and 3 industrial centrifuges over here holding the tritium. And you no longer need to have the 7 that we had here. For a while I was running like 20 of these, but you really only need the 15 because you need 4 for each one. So 4, 4, 4, and then the last 3 are for the D cells. And these 3 are enough to keep the fusion reactor powered, and I'll show you that just real quickly. This is an example of what I took as a toll this morning. So I had 702 T cells and 623 D cells. Now there's going to be a lot more D cells because I moved the entire server over here. But this is okay. Do this. I don't have an export bus. Do I? Do I have one over here? I do. Awesome. So we're at 717 T cells, and you'll just have to take my word that we have way too many D cells. There is a problem that we may run into, but I think it's going to be so rare that it actually happens. I'm concerned that if we have way too many or if it gets backed up with D cells too much, that's just going to produce too many T cells. But I mean, realistically, that's a long time away. So it's not perfect. It's not quite as good as I want it to be. Our backup with another network would have fixed that problem, but I mean, really, are we going to have an entire other network full of D cells for the simple fact of being lazy? I mean, I might. But I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna try and get all the cobble out of this network. Um, I switched up a few lines here and there. Um, I may try and run the fiber on top, but we have so much room over here now. Like, it's just all pretty and cleaned up and whatnot. But I'm gonna go ahead and do a video on just the construction of this, because we can actually like cut this down to the point where there are really only two of these things running. We don't need any more than two. Seven's a lot. And I'm gonna cut down 3 of them right now. And if it's different, I'll let you guys know in the next video, but it shouldn't be a problem. But I've been having some problems rendering videos. Previously, I had used Cyberlink Power Director, which has been running absolutely awful for me. So I need to find a new source of rendering videos. So there's a few that I have in mind. I haven't really decided what I'm going to use yet. I'm going to ask some of the other people on the server. I know a lot of people use Premiere. I've never been a fan of Adobe software. It's just, I feel like you have to have a class to do anything with it. But I don't know. That's it. That's it for the episode. I'm done talking, because I'll just go on and rant forever. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching. See you later.